Okay, what's up, guys? We're going to go ahead and jump into some master training with special guest Chase Bowers. I wanted to introduce Chase. Chase is the creator of an application called Shopify app. It's one of the most known, renowned products for adding products to your Shopify store on the fly. It makes it extremely simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a full training of finding the right products, researching, finding out what's trending on Facebook, to adding the products to your store and making it automated to save you time and money to really populate your store and make it to where you can just have thousands of high converting products that you know are already doing good on Facebook, utilizing Chase's tool. And then from there, we're going to go into some more real, basic training, some little tricks that we have for you. Chase, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah, super excited to be here. Thanks for having me. And I think we're going to have some, really great training today.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Just making sure. Chase, can you see the main screen, the ad leap?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Main screen, yep, okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're inside of AdLeap now, and what we're going to do is we're going to search some high converting products. So let's say that we had a store where we were selling whatever niche, but we wanted to find really good products inside of AdLeap, meaning ones that have really good performance, ones that are going viral on Facebook, ones that we know that people are spending a lot of money on the Facebook ads to promote the products. Why that's important is because if they're spending a lot of money on a product and they have a lot of good engagement on their ads, then obviously it's a good product to sell because it's working for them. It's not like they're going to have 100,000+ likes or views or whatever it is without, making an income off that product. A lot of people will spend, starting out $1,000 per product. So what you want to do is you really want to look at the products that have good overall performance. And then from there, you could follow this training and we'll actually show you how to get started in adding it to your store and the fulfillment process and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out here by searching necklace. A lot of people are selling necklaces for free plus shipping. So that's kind of a hot item right now. Or they're doing like bracelets or any type of a free plus shipping item. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go overall performance. So I'm going to sort by right here, which is overall performance. You can see this button, I highlighted it for you. What you're going to do is you're going to sort by overall performance after you've done the search query necklace. And Little Frog is going to go ahead and retrieve all the ads for you. And you're going to take a look and you're going to see just tons and tons and tons of ads. Now, with these broken images, we do have these fixed. It should be done this week. But, as of right now, it's when people change the actual image in the ad, it'll change on our end, but we did create a fix for this, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so as you can see, there's a bunch of necklaces here, and what we're going to do is we're going to just click into one of these. Now, I actually happen to have a Buddhism store, so I'm going to click into this one just because it's performing really well. It has 34,000 likes, 1.1 thousand comments, and 4.5 thousand shares. So this is a pretty hot item, and I already do have an actual Buddhism store where I sell Buddhism clothing. So let's just say that I want to add this to one of my Shopify stores. Now, there's a lot of ways to actually find this product. You could start out by actually looking at their link and where it is, or looking for very good search terms. So keep the Buddha close to your heart with this precious obsidian volcanic lava Buddha necklace. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up obsidian volcanic lava Buddha necklace. And what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to go to AliExpress and I'm going to simply just paste it here. And then there's the necklace. Now, as you can see, this necklace, the picture looks different. So you might be thinking, well, it might be a different necklace, or there's different variations, or there's different pricing. And there's a lot of different things that you do need to pay attention to that's really, really important when you're doing your research on AliExpress. So what I would do additionally, just in case, just to be safe, is I would go and I would right click on this image and I would go copy image address. And then from there, I'm going to go over to a website called tineye.com. That's TINEYE.com. And if you look below this video, there should be a link so you can use Tineye. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the image URL. So that's all that is, you guys, and I'll show you one more time. Right click on the image, copy image address, and then from there you'll go to tineye.com, you'll paste it, and then you'll just simply hit enter. Now what this is a reverse engine image search, and what it does is it finds you similar images on the web as the one that you're trying to find, which is located inside of AdLeap, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on not the image path. You don't want to click this one because it's the same thing that you just pasted in, but the actual page. You'll see right here it says page, and I'll make this bigger for you so you can see it. So you'll see image, and then you'll see page underneath it. Click on the page link. Then what that'll do is it'll actually bring me to AliExpress, to where this is the exact image, and this makes it so much better because all I have to do from here is click on it, and then what I can do is go high quality natural black obsidian carved Buddha, lucky amulet pendant necklace. So I'll search this now, and let's just find out from here how many people are actually selling this necklace. So we'll go through, and here's the actual exact necklace, just a different picture. Now you want to keep in mind that whatever they're doing inside of AdLeap for their ads, that picture is working. So if you're going to choose a different picture or a different product because it has a better price or whatever reason, make sure that the picture is complementary or better. Don't, make sure it's not like this, like with a white background. It's kind of boring. This is really cool. It has like a Buddhism feel. It has a wooden table. It's much nicer. They even have a bowl behind it to make it look really nice and show you the size of it. So just make sure, or like tea, like this one, just make sure that you're not replacing, the product with like a really bad image. Otherwise, you do want to take the other images from the product. Now, what you're going to see here is at the top, you're going to see ePacket free and ePacket 284. Now, that's something you want to pay attention to for the ePacket. Chase, would you agree that paying attention to the ePacket is very important? Because if they'll drop ship with ePacket free, then that's where you could charge for shipping, and you can obviously do much better on the campaign. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. ePacket is huge. It's basically a type of shipping method that the Chinese manufacturers will use, and it's kind of a partnership with the Postal Service, and it allows you to get faster shipping times, but at a very, very competitive, typically the best value. So always look for ePacket and see if it's available. If you had a choice between an ePacket and a non-ePacket, typically ePacket is the best way to go. It gets to your customer faster, and you're able to make up more margin with whatever you're selling your product for, plus any shipping charges that you want to charge.
Okay, cool. So as you guys can see here, there's just a ton of different, pieces of jewelry here. There's necklaces, there's bracelets. Maybe in my store, if I added a necklace, I would upsell this bracelet. Or if I advertise this bracelet, I would upsell the matching necklace. And what that would do is just obviously get more products in front of my clients. There's products out there that work really good for upsells. It's in another training below that talks about upsells. But from there, basically we're going to just show you how to add this product to my store within seconds. And then from there, you would want to have it to where if somebody buys a necklace, offer them the Buddha bracelet. If somebody buys a Buddha bracelet, offer them the Buddha necklace, or have multiple upsells to where if you have really good pricing on your store and you have complementary products, you want to offer them to them because you want to try and maximize the sales as much as you can, thus creating more gross revenue for you per order. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through how easy this is because Chase has absolutely created a product that is just phenomenal. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on the product that I want to add to my store. Now I wanted to show you guys really quickly before I do so, we're paying attention to the ePacket free because that's the easiest shipping method. And then we're paying attention to the price, $481, because as you can see, you have this necklace here, right? Let's try and find the same necklace. So here it is right here. ePacket 284, shipping $14.98. Now you'll see a big variation in price, $6.99. Same exact necklace. There's no difference. So what you want to do is you want to choose a vendor that you can get a good price from, but then once you establish the vendor and once you actually start shipping orders, you want to contact the vendor and drive that price all the way down to where they're not changing the price on you too often. Even if you did send in an order and you had, your price, as long as the vendor charges you the same base price that you've negotiated with them, you're good to go. Because what happens with AliExpress and what I found through my store and making sales on my store is they actually change the price very often on you and they don't tell you, which means that if you're advertising a product, it kind of, sucks because you go to send an order and you're charging for only shipping, or maybe you didn't charge enough on shipping, or maybe you didn't price the product right and they changed the price on you. That's not a good thing, because then what happens is you may potentially lose money or get less revenue on your actual sale. And now this is something that's huge with Chase's app. It actually notifies you when there's a variant price change with the vendor. So it's pretty awesome because, if the price changes, Chase's app will notify you so that you don't potentially have a ton of orders coming in, and then all of a sudden you're either losing money or not making as much money as you should. Chase, do you want to touch on that just for one quick second about the
Yeah, definitely. So about the price change alerts.
Yeah, because that's huge. I get them every day on my store and I absolutely love it. And then what I do is I contact the vendor right away and I say, hey, are you still charging me this base cost? Like, I establish a relationship with the vendor to where, when I'm getting notified, it almost helps me run my business, because instead of me having to stay on top of my store and the products and everything else, I really like how it notifies me, because then I just message the vendor and I say, hey, are you guys still charging me the same price? I see you guys are changing the price very actively. And I've noticed with AliExpress that people change the prices almost daily.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. So a lot of times what happens is they're constantly running these sales. So they kind of have their base price, which they're always going to go up to. Um, they want to create perceived value. So they run these sales and they'll run out in like 10 days. And then, you may have added the product when it was on sale, and then you go back to buy it and it went off sale. Just happened to be when you were fulfilling your order. So what we do with Shopify app is it actually will alert you via an email anytime there is a price change. That way you'll be up to date. You'll know what's going on. You can make any changes on your side. But a lot of times, if you either reach out to the vendor or you just wait like a day, sometimes they'll even go back down to their sell price. So it's good to know that.
Yeah, and I was going to show you guys an example of Chase's alerts. 1 second here. Just so you can see how huge this is. So here's my email. I'm actually going to show you guys. And look at all the Shopify app alerts. It's awesome. And what I do is I just click into the email and it says, hey, Andrew, one or more products have changed in AliExpress. Variants bamboo material has its price changed from $45.11 to $46.08. You guys, Chase literally just made me another $1 by sending me that notification. Variants walnut material has its price changed from $45.11 to $46.08. Same product, just different materials, right? But why that's huge is because the vendor is raking up the price on me. And what I can do then is I can call the vendor and say, hey guys, I want a base rate of just like $42 and that's it. For all my orders coming from dealmonsoon.com or whatever your Shopify store is, I want to lock in this price for any order I send. And then what you can do, Chase, can you turn off the actual notifications per product? Like, say I did lock in a contract, is that something that I could do?
Yeah, so what we have currently is not what's going to be there very soon. Obviously we're always making this thing better. So right now you can't really turn off the notifications, but what's coming is really, really cool because we're adding even more automation to it. So you'll get alerted, and you can even have options to make changes for you in your store to your prices based on if the vendor increased it by $1, maybe you wanted to increase your product by $1 automatically.
Or so you could change the margin. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's going to be on we'll have global settings, and then eventually we'll have per product settings. So this thing is constantly being improved, and that's one of the things that are coming.
Cool. Okay, so since we went through all that, you guys, I wanted to show you like all the things that I actually think about when I add products to my store, because it's important for you to understand the train of thought that I have and the things I'm looking for and the price points I'm looking for and the e-packets and the stuff I experience with my store when the product is running on my store. I feel like it's really, really important to expose you guys to information that I've already had to go through to where you don't have to go through it and then start losing money. So just really pay attention to those key points. The e-packet, the actual price that you see published, this one right here, and then from there, of course, the variance and if they're changing the pricing. I mean, if there's a variance in price change, that could either lose or make you more money, and you just want to stay on top of it. And usually when that happens, that's when you would contact the vendor and say, what's your bare minimum price? I plan on doing X amount of orders per month. Can you give me like a really good price? And anytime you see an order from my store, which is say dealmonsoon.com, can you please just make sure I get that price? Because then no matter what, even if the price changes and you get an alert, it's all good because you're getting that price no matter what from the vendor. So that's just something that I experienced, and I've leaked out a lot of money and lost money because of it. So I wanted to give you guys a brief overview on it. Now, once we're actually at the product and I find one I like this one. I think it's clean, the picture's nice, the price is the best, and e-packet is free. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to click on this product. Now, I want you to keep in mind, the standard way that people do this is they will copy this title, they'll copy and put in the price, they'll mark it up, say like, 100%. So the necklace would be like, $10 or $9.99 or whatever it is. And then they would take each of these pictures and they would click download image, and then they would upload it to the store. So I would say for me to do it, after I do it a lot of routine times and I become good at it, each product added to my store essentially will take me maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Now, on top of that, if I'm not deleting all those old images and all those old things off my computer, I'm loading down my computer and I'm making my computer run slower and have more storage and so many other things. Now, the thing I love about Chase's product, and I'm going to show you right now, I'm on the product page on AliExpress, and all I have to do is click this little Chrome icon that you see up here. I'm going to highlight it for you so you can see it. And it looks like a sound wave almost. It's a really cool little icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that icon, and then from there, it's going to bring up all the possible images, the price I want to charge on my store. So let's just make this to $9.99. The compare at price, let's say it's normally sold for $14.99, and the weight you just want to leave alone. And then what I'll do is I'll look in here for any key terms that make this kind of, we don't want people to be able to search this title on Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it say high quality, natural, get rid of unique, natural black obsidian carved Buddha lucky amulet pendant necklace. So, and I'm just going to take out for women and men, because if it says buy jade jewelry, I'm going to take that out. No, this is by Deal Monsoon. This is for my store. So you can make it even more basic too. You could put in like beautiful black pendant obsidian necklace, and you can make it look like it's yours. But then what it does is it puts in the vendor automatically. So then inside my store, it knows who to send the order to if I get an order from a customer. And then from there, you could type in the tag, which associates it with the category on your store. I'm going to go into a little bit more training on that specifically, so don't worry about that right now. But then I want to show you what you want to do with the images. Take a look at the description. Make sure that there's nothing that's like, from this vendor or from Lucky, whatever it was. I'm going to actually take out Lucky right here. Or no, that's just Luck, so that's good. But then I'm going to make sure that there's no like, manufacturer here or distributor here or buy here or anything like that. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't have it. And when you're doing this, it's not this slow. I'm going slower and showing you guys everything. So when you actually do this, it takes me about probably 30 seconds per product. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the images. Now, here's one of the important things that I see to just be critical. If they have branding and they have like, Chinese characters and stuff like that, or like their brand at the top left in red that you see right there, I'm just going to strip these out because I'm trying to keep this branded as my store. And I really don't want their stuff in my store. So I'm just going to X out of all these pictures and just get rid of them. And then I'm left with 3 beautiful pictures with no branding whatsoever. It looks like it comes from my store. You can have multiple stores here depending on the plan that you've purchased with Chase. But I'm going to just select Deal Monsoon. I have 2 stores and I'm going to select Deal Monsoon. And then from there, everything else looks good. I've increased the price. My base cost is $4.81 with free shipping. And then the normal price is $14.99 if I want to say like on sale now or something like that. And then you can add a variant as well. But like I said, I'm gonna get into that with Chase here in a minute. So this product now is ready to go and be added to my store. I'm gonna go send to Shopify. And then what it's gonna do is it takes literally probably 10, 15 seconds, but then it's gonna send it to Shopify. And then I can go view in Shopify, right? That's my store. Okay, so once we're at my store, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna click in and I'm gonna view it. And look at how beautifully Shopify app has added that product to my store, and not to mention how fast, you guys. I mean, I went through a training that maybe was 5 minutes, but when you get good at this, I mean, after about probably, I'd say 2 minutes of learning the process, you're going to be adding products to your store literally in seconds. Now, why that's important, let me show you. I could simply, let's say I had a jewelry store and I was simply trying to just sell necklaces and bracelets. So let's try bracelet, actually. We'll go to AdLeap. Type in bracelet, if I spelt it right. And then what I'll do is I'll sort by overall performance. And this is where this just gets crazy, you guys. This is what makes it to where you could just be selling literally such strong products on the fly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the top overall performing products, and I'm going to just pin it, pin it, pin it, pin it, pinned, pin it, pin it, pin it. And then from there, I'm going to go to my pinned ads section inside AdLeap. Now I have a bunch of pinned ads because I do this all the time, but as you can see, I've just pinned all my ads inside of AdLeap. So now I know, okay, now I have a bunch of really well-performing products in my pinned ads area of AdLeap, and then I'm going to use Shopify app and the Tiny website to do reverse engine research. Like I could just simply copy image address. I then can go to TinEye. I don't think I have it up anymore. Hold on one sec, you guys. TinEye. I can search this product. Let me zoom out. Search the image. Now that's if you can't find it in AliExpress. This is the way that you find it just very quickly. And then I just click on the page. And all I do from there is I have this huge variation of products, and I'm just going to look for, maybe e-packet free with the lowest shipping that I can find. Do this fairly fast, you guys. This doesn't take very long for you to do this. So here's a pretty good one. This is $6 as a whole. And then this one up here is, let's look, I'm trying to find the exact bracelet. This one's cheaper. This one's like $5. So then I just simply click into here, add it to my store. I'm going to look for any branding images. That's just the sizes. No brand, no brand, no brand. All looks good. Now there's a bunch of jargon in the title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in beautiful therapy bead bracelet, right? I'm going to change the pricing. I'm going to go from because it marks it up. You could set this, the margin that you mark it up, you could set that inside a Shopify app, and then it'll mark it up based on a percentage to where you don't have to worry. But I like round numbers, so I just usually go like $4.99, normally $9.99. But you could set the margin that you want to make on every single product. And then what I'm going to do from there is I'm just going to simply send this thing into my store. And that's it. Like, as you guys can see, I just literally added a product in my store in under a minute. It was that simple. And then all I have to do, if I want to go back and look at it, I'll go here and I'll type in bracelet. If it finished, looks like it did, and boom, there's the product in my store. It's that simple. I didn't get rid of this jargon, and I should have, and just kept the English. But I mean, isn't that amazing? It's that simple. It's that easy. Chase, do you have anything that you want to touch on that before I go into the fulfillment section? Or
Yeah. Let me jump in there. If you'll go back to that AliExpress page, I wanted to point this out too because I thought it was a great example. You see how it is all in the other language, and the reason that happens sometimes is if you're searching, doing the reverse search, sometimes it's going to bring up the different version of AliExpress. So if you go up there to the top bar, you'll see where it says USD and has the American flag. If you click that, that should be able to change your version of AliExpress. No, actually, my bad. Go right beside it where it says go to global site English. I think that's where we want to go. And that will take us to the correct version of AliExpress. Now, the problem is that it, brings you back. But that's something to take into account. If you ever come from like search results, that might happen, and it actually might get stuck on that type of like the Russian version of AliExpress. And that's just a side note because that will happen from time to time.
Yeah.
But other
So
than that, I think you did a great job explaining everything.
yeah. So what he's saying, you guys, which is I find to be very important. Hold on one sec. 10i.com is if you're going to search an image, right? You'll see here that you can go through and there's a lot of different places where it is. Usually you're looking for AliExpress. So what Chase was showing you is that there's different versions of AliExpress. There's different countries, different languages, stuff like that. So try and find something that's actually English, to where that is if you're in the United States and you speak English. Or obviously if you speak a different language, utilize your language for AliExpress. So that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So
And
when
you can see from that top one right there where it says ru.aliexpress, that means it's the Russian version of AliExpress.
Got it. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, you'll see like right here, ES, AliExpress. I'm sure, does US say US.AliExpress, Chase?
I think it might just be AliExpress. I know ES would be the Spanish version.
Got it.
So
Yeah, so do pay attention to that, you guys. That's very important. Now, Chase, should we go into fulfillment, or is there anything else that you want to touch on adding products to your store? I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that, really. I mean, there's
no, I think you did. Yeah, I think you did a great job of covering. The other thing to think about too is when you're looking at the search results page on AliExpress, you see those little overlays that are on Andrew's screen. Those actually aren't there by default. That is actually something that Shopify app adds to that. So if you tried to search on your own store or your own AliExpress, those little overlays that say ePacket and it's outlined in green, all of that is not there by default. So that's something that Shopify app does.
Oh, so this whole entire title, the green box above, is actually Shopify app helping you out?
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't have Shopify app, you will not see that. You actually have to click into each one of those products to see if it has ePacket or not.
Oh, so that's awesome, you guys, because I've just used Shopify app from the very beginning because these guys help coach me and show me how to set up my store and start making a passive income off my e-commerce store. So you see these boxes right here, like you actually can see this box right here and it says ePacket and the price and then like their rating based on an icon. That's actually Shopify app putting that in. You normally won't even see that stuff. So that's huge. I didn't even know that. I mean, that is fantastic because it's going to give you the shipping price and the ePacket price right then and there. So it makes your product research so much easier. I didn't know that, Chase. That's actually phenomenal.
Yeah. The other thing that you'll see is if you hover over, go to that first one. You have the cheetah to the far left. Don't click on it or anything, but just hover over the price, not the ePacket price, but the actual price, where it says $17.90, kind of down at the bottom.
Yep.
You'll see where it changes. So what we've done is we're actually combining the price of the product and the ePacket to give you a total price. You can see where it says price plus ePacket. So if you hover over it, it just gives you the original price of the product in orange. But when it's green, that means it's the ePacket, which is $802 plus the $988. That way you'll have a total price, so you'll know what it's going to cost you to fulfill that item.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so when they're doing the product research, I'm going to make this bigger, you guys, because this is just gold. This training is gold right here. So you have your ePacket price, and then you have this US price right here. Now, what you want to pay attention to is that's the actual necklace plus the ePacket shipping. So you got to be careful because you might go, oh, this product is more expensive when Chase's app is automatically telling you, no, your base cost total is going to be $17.90. If you hover over the price here, it's going to show you the price for the actual necklace, not for the shipping. So it's $9.88 plus the ePacket, which is $18.02, thus creating $17.90 as your total base cost for this necklace. Would you say that's fairly accurate, Chase?
Yeah, that's a great explanation. That's exactly right.
Cool. Okay, so that's how I'm adding products to my store. Now, should we jump into fulfillment and show them how fulfillment can obviously be automated so much more and why Shopify app can help you with fulfillment and makes everything a breeze?
Definitely. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's jump into some fulfillment. I'm going to log into my store. Give me a second here, you guys. Jump into my store, and we'll go through an order. I should have an order. Hopefully I have an order in there. Okay, I'm going to go to home, go to orders. Okay, let me pull this over for everybody. Cool. Here's an order right here, unfulfilled. Few orders. Let's just do the top one and we'll get it going. Okay, so here's an order for a wine cork, it looks like. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to use Shopify app to very quickly fulfill this order. So Chase, do you want to show me your version of a step-by-step and I'll actually stand behind the scenes and we'll fulfill this order fairly fast so that we could show them exactly how you would do it?
Definitely. So do you want me to show them the automated way to do it? Is that what you're talking about? Or do you want me to show them like the manual way?
Let's do the manual first because when people are first getting their orders, I want them to understand the manual way. And then once they actually can do the manual way, then they can set up the automated because automated is so turnkey and fast that you really don't have to do anything. But I want them to understand the manual way using Shopify app just because I feel like it's really important that they, once they start getting orders, kind of scale their what they're doing up rather than just having everything automated and there's room for error if they're not familiar with the manual way.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right. So there's two ways to do this. One, obviously, if you didn't have Shopify app, it's going to be much longer process. So we can cover that way first if you want to, or we can just go ahead and dive right into Shopify app. And we could there's three different order modes inside of Shopify app. One of them will actually let you see, the step-by-step process so you can actually see what's happening. So the first thing you'll want to do is just go to your orders section and you'll make sure you have the right store picked. In this case, we have Dill Monsoon. All right. So what we need to do is just scroll down and let's find the order that was just placed. So let's scroll down to probably at the very bottom is probably where it's going to be. There it is.
There's my test orders. Where's the most recent?
It was at the very, very bottom.
Yeah, okay.
So right there.
Okay, here it is.
Yep, so that's the order that we want to do. All right, so at this point, there's a couple things that need to happen. So I want to show you how you set it up first. The first thing that you really need to do is make sure that you have this item, whatever item you're going to fulfill, connected correctly. And this is a really easy process. So in order to do this, if you'll just hover over where it says variant default, and just go ahead and, so that's going to take us back to our Shopify store. So that's fine. Let's go back to Shopify app. Actually, hover over the name of the item where it says just zinc out of the way. That's where we're going to go. So go ahead and click it. So this is going to take us to the product page inside of Shopify app. And we need to go over to the connections tab because this is how our product is connected. And you can see there it's connected to that Shopify product. If you ever needed to change anything, you can do that there. But what we want to focus on now is where it says variance mapping. And what we're going to do here, and that's at the bottom right of the screen, where it says variance mapping, that'll open up a screen. So this screen is very important because what it allows you to do is to map what you call the product in Shopify, what you call that variant in Shopify, and you map it to what it's actually called in AliExpress. So in this case, in some cases it doesn't even matter, but I just want to walk you through this process. So what you need to do is just go over to the blue button where it says change, and we'll click it, and you'll see up there at the top it has some Russian because we used a Russian product. Typically you're going to be using an English version of the product, so it may not do that. All right, So yeah, and what it's doing right here, this is actually pulling in all of the variant names from AliExpress. And we give you a list, and that way you can say, okay, the blue one goes with this one, blue 101, or the green one goes with green 2233. Because sometimes they name it really weird things in AliExpress, and you may not want to name yours green 2233. So you'll change it to just green. So this is where you say it's green in my store. I want to map it to green 2233. So in this case, it's just as the pictures show. So again, you wouldn't want to name it that. So you would just click on that radio button and hit save, and now it's mapped. The default title, which we don't really have a variant name for it, so it just means it's default, and it goes to as the pictures show.
This is really important, you guys, and what he's saying to you guys is that if you're like, especially jewelry, right? If you're doing a necklace and there's like rose gold, gold, silver, nickel, copper, brass, whatever it is. I mean, I don't care what the material is, but what he's saying is that there's variant mappings because a single product being added to your store can have multiple variations. So it can have gold, it could have silver, it could have so many options. So what he's saying is that when you actually set up your product on your store and you're actually placing your orders, that you want to go to the actual products and you want to make sure that your variants are mapped. So whatever you name it on your store, if theirs is different, you want to look at their gold, or if it's like gold da 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 because it's a different language, just make sure to map that different language to your gold so that when you place the order, they don't ship your customer silver. So that's
exactly.
Basically variants are very important. You can usually set it up on the fly fairly simply by yourself once you're adding the product to your store. But it's really important that, Chase feels that it's important to show you that, because I actually made that mistake in the very beginning. My customer received silver and I was like, Chase, what happened here? And he's like, oh, you didn't set up your variants. Let me show you how to do it. So variants are absolutely, really, really important.
All right, so let's go back over to the orders section, and we can proceed with fulfilling this order. It's actually really simple. Once you have this variance mapping, that's a one-time deal, and after that, it's all just click. So in this case, we're going to show you the 3 different order modes. So if you click on place order, a little pop-up is going to come down, just a little menu is going to drop down, and you'll be able to see the 3 different order modes. So we have what's called a manual order. That's literally just you going to AliExpress and typing in everything yourself. For some reason you had to do it that way, you can, but the one that we are going to do is called the step-by-step. And unless you really want to do like the manual order where we literally type in everything.
No, we'll do this step-by-step because Shopify app takes care of it for you.
It's going to take us to the actual product page, and you'll see at the top right, all of that is automation that's happening. It actually tells you what it's done. It says, the top part, it says confirm order, click to continue. That's after you've kind of confirmed everything below is correct. Then you would click that to continue. So let's go ahead and look at what's below it. It says e-packet shipping method to US selected. Okay, so it selected e-packet shipping for us. So that's a good thing. The second thing, it says variant as the pictures show selected. So that means Shopify app has actually automatically selected the correct variant as well. So that means that's exactly what we wanted to happen. And that's exactly what the customer ordered. So we would verify it. And the cool thing about this method is if you saw something that wasn't right, or for some reason you didn't set it up correctly, you still have some flexibility here. You can actually click this, and if you needed to change something, or maybe you even wanted to add a bonus item to this customer's order, you can literally just go and make your changes and then click the top green part where it says confirm order. So there's some flexibility to the step-by-step method. The other thing it's good for is just a test. So that's kind of what we're doing now. So this looks good. So let's go ahead and just click confirm order, click to continue. So right now it's actually going through and it's selecting everything. Now you'll see here where it says you must include a telephone or phone number. This is also something else that you can set up on the front end in your settings area. So it's good that this actually happened because it demonstrates there's some preferences that we can actually set up if we went back into Shopify app. In this case, you have a couple different choices, and we can kind of walk you through how you might think through this. Some people like to put in their own phone number and some people like to put in the customer's number. I typically put in my own phone number because if the vendor were to call, I would rather call me than to call my customer. So you could put in your own phone number here. You can put it where it says telephone. I typically put mine in the mobile, and that's where Shopify app is going to actually put the phone numbers in the mobile.
Okay.
But either way is fine though, because if you put them in either one, it will let you proceed, which is the cool thing.
And what's cool, you
Um,
guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't put in all this information here. Shopify app automatically did it for me. And what he's saying is that if you set up a default number inside a Shopify app, what will happen is it'll automatically put it in for you to where you'll probably just proceed right past this step, right, Chase?
exactly. All of that will be automated. This is only happening because we didn't have it set up correctly, or just we didn't have our settings already there. Go ahead and try to save that and see if it'll let you save it. It says you must include. Okay, we do have a mobile number. You can see it says and or a mobile. All right. So let's see if it proceeds with automation. All right, cool. It has proceeded. So that's good. Remember, we're in step-by-step mode, so it's letting us review after each step. So we've seen that the address has been updated to the customer's address. And especially when you're first getting started, you may want to go back to Shopify app just to kind of review that everything looks correct and that everything's set up correctly. Also, you'll notice, you see where it says leave a message for this seller. That's actually something that has been set up in the preferences because you definitely want to communicate to the seller that, hey, this is a drop shipping item. Please don't include any invoice, pricing information, advertisements, and you want to put that in there so they don't, because a lot of times they'll put their invoice with the original price, they'll put some type of promotional material. Make sure you have that set up, and that's something you set up in your Shopify app preferences, and it automatically adds it in there. Just one less thing for you to have to worry about.
Let's actually show them really quick too, Chase, because I put this in here, you guys. I said, do not include invoice, pricing information, or advertisements. Please blind ship to client using the following ship from dealmonsoon.com, right? So I actually set that up to where the vendor knows, hey, don't be putting a bunch of jargon in there that's going to be trying to sell my customer on other stuff, and don't give them the original price because I made money and I don't want them to know that I'm simply marking them up and selling from another vendor. Now, that's important because you could have instructions by default on every single order that essentially make it to where it's really, really nice. I did a test order to myself the other day just to test one of my vendors, and they sent it and it was absolutely perfect. It totally looked like my product. So should we show them really quickly where to set that up, Chase? Because that's really, really important. This is one of the biggest features and what I really like about Shopify app. And what I'll do, you guys, is I'll copy and paste this. And if you look in the description below this video, I'll copy and paste this to where you guys can copy and paste it from this training course and just paste it inside of Shopify app so that you can actually use the same exact style that I do. So when you're in Shopify app, Chase, just direct me where to go fairly quickly because you're a pro at this thing. And then from there,
go to your stores. There's a link on the left sidebar called stores, and this is where you manage all of your stores and your global settings. You can see he has the 2 stores up there, and then below it you'll see settings. So you'll scroll down. Don't scroll down all the way. Scroll up a little bit, but you'll see custom note to the supplier right there. Yeah, exactly. And that's where you paste in that. So you'll put it in there, and then after you put it in, you can make it say whatever you want, but what he has here, what we have and using in this example is perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. And obviously you'll change dealmonsoon.com to whatever your URL is. And then you'll save it, and then it's pretty much ready to go. And these are your global settings. You can do your price markups here. You can you see some options. This is important as well, where it says select ePacket when available. So you may want to, that's probably what you'll want to have selected. And we even have some more powerful features coming later that makes that part even more powerful, and I can't wait to show that in an updated video.
Yeah, so
but the other things you want to go ahead, Andrew.
And what's cool right here is I showed you guys this earlier, and I told you that we would show you later in the training. This right here is your default. So when you're adding a product to your store, if you just want to mark it up like 100% or 50% or 30%, and you don't care about using round numbers like $9.99 like I do, but I do suggest you use round numbers because they do convert better. They actually do get better conversions. but you can actually put your markup right here to whatever you want, to where if you don't want to deal with it, you just start adding a ton of products to your store. So I keep mine at 30% just in case if I forget to mark it up, to at least make sure that I'm making money on the order.
Yeah, and Andrew too, over there to the right where it says price sensed value, if you
Uh-huh.
wanted it to always end in 99, just put in 99 right there, or 97 or whatever, and you can do the same thing with the compare at price.
Oh, cool. So it'll mark it up 30% and then it'll make it 99. So if it marks it up to like $37, it'll make it 37.99. Or if it was 37.54, it would make it 37.99, right?
Yeah, I think it'll always go up. Yeah. This is where you want to put your order phone number in there. Right under the auto fulfill section, it says order phone number. Always put your phone number in because it says use the customer's phone number if present. So if he has it right here, we have it set up to where if the customer did put their phone number in the Shopify order, it would use it. But if not, we need to have something to default back to, and that's what that'll do. In my case, I actually use override customer's phone number. But we put both options there because different people like to do it different ways. But this way, if you put something in there, it'll make sure that you don't have that error come up that just came up.
And that way, if somebody needs to be called about your order, they call you and not your customer. They don't trouble your customer with a phone call, and you could take the phone call and just handle it. You won't typically get phone calls. I mean, I get all my e-packets USPS. I've tested the entire process. This completely works. This is bulletproof. I've ordered $100 products for myself, $50 products, and even free plus shipping products. And when you have these settings set up the right way, it'll go just completely streamlined and have no issues whatsoever. But what Chase was showing you is that when you're actually inside of Shopify app and you're fulfilling the order, if you want to just check off override customer's phone number and put in your phone number, Shopify app will then just go through the entire order process in a matter of seconds to where you don't get, stalled on specific steps because you're missing information.
All right, so we've made it back here where remember, we're doing step by step. And now we're at the part where we just want to make sure the message was put in there. We make sure the address is right. After that, we go back to the top right where it says place order. Click to continue. We simply just click it, that little green screen at the top right.
It's right here, you guys. At the very top right, it's a Shopify app notification, place order, click to continue. Chase, should I have this saved card already checked though?
No, you'll want to make sure it says other payment methods, and I'll explain the reason why we do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna just click right here, you guys,
yeah.
Place order.
And the reason we do that, and you might think, hey, that adds an extra step, and we do it on purpose because once you get to this screen, you'll notice something happen at the top right. It says marked as ordered, and that again, that's another setting that you need to have, and there we give you the option to do that. This is a recommended setting though. And we'll go back in just a second. I'll show you where that is in the settings page. But what just happened here is we go to this extra screen, and in Shopify app actually marks it as ordered for you. The cool thing about it is when you get to this screen right here, you actually have the choice to just close out of it. And you might be like, well, I hadn't paid for it. Why would I want to close out of it? There's actually a couple of reasons you would want to do this. The main reason is that when you start to grow your store and you're doing dozens and sometimes hundreds of transactions per day, if you have all of these micro transactions on your credit card, sometimes your credit cards will start declining things because they think it's fraudulent. So what you want to limit that is you can do what's called batch paying. And batch paying lets you, and typically what the process goes, you get to this point and you literally just close out of the checkout. Like right now, we can close out of this checkout.
So I would literally just close this tab right now, right, Chase? And it'll leave it as pending to be paid on AliExpress. So what I want to do is proceed with Shopify app to this screen that you see here, and then literally just close the tab. And then what it does is leaves like a very big populated cart on AliExpress to where I could just pay like $600, which is my base cost, and it'll literally ship out like 50 orders.
Exactly. It puts it into a waiting payment status. And so now let's just go back into AliExpress. I don't know if you've closed it out yet. Yeah, that's fine. Just close it out. And now let's refresh this page because I think you are already signed in. This is probably just an old, yeah. All right, yeah, and then hover over it and go to My Orders. Hover over his name and go to My Orders, and then you can see here the first little filter you see at the very top says awaiting payment. So if we scroll up just a little bit, so if we click on that, that actually takes us to all of our orders that are awaiting payment. So that's this screen right here. And what will happen is as you're at the end of the day, if you followed this exact process and you've closed out that tab, you may have like 25, 50, 75 orders all on this page. And now you can literally hit the select all at the top, that little check mark that's right beside, yeah, right there. And we'll select all the payments on that page and use that little orange button. And we'll pay for everything at one time.
So
the other thing,
we would click right here, you guys. So what he was saying is you get to that final screen, don't pay for it, just close the tab and keep doing that throughout the day. Just order, 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 order. Don't pay for it. Close out of the tab. You can make it to where you have a ton of tabs open and just close them. And then you'll get to this screen where you need to go to your actual pending orders. So what I did was I just went to My Orders from Hi Andrew, My Orders. From there, I clicked right here, which is awaiting payment. And then from there, it'll have all my pending orders that need to take my credit card. Now, what Chase is saying is all you do is you check them all off with this product checkbox right here. Let me highlight it, right? And then you go pay for selected orders. What it's going to do is bill your credit card for all of the orders in one batch payment to where your bank doesn't see it as potential fraud. Because if it sees like a bunch of payments from like a Chinese source or from like an overseas company, they're going to be like, somebody's frauding our customer, and they'll lock your credit card, which then makes it to where your customers don't get their orders. So it's really cool because you can essentially just check them all off, have one batch payment, and you've already received all the revenue from your customer through your Shopify transaction.
The other thing that you're going to see that's right beside it is there's a button called Load More Orders. That's actually not there in AliExpress. That is a button that we put there. And what happens with this, once you get over 10 orders, AliExpress will start to only put 10 orders per page. And what happens is if you have like 75 orders, then you're gonna have to do this process like 8 times. They're going to put 10 orders per page. You have to select all the orders on that one page, and you would hit pay for selected orders. Then you go to page 2 and you get the exact same process. Well, we wanted to automate that even further. So what we did is we added a button that says load more orders. So this is something that we just automatically loaded on the page, and when you press it, it's going to load up to 100 orders on that single page. So that takes you like basically from paying for just 10 orders at a time to now you can pay for up to 100 orders at a time. So that's like 10 times more efficient than before.
Awesome, awesome. So it's one of those things where it's like they have pagination on their page and they limit you to how many orders you could do that with. But then what happens is if you have 5 pages of orders, you end up with 5 transactions, right, guys? So what Chase did with his team is he made the Chrome extension to where it loads in this button and you click it to where you could see all your orders up to 100 orders, and you could basically have 100 orders on one single transaction. So then you don't have problems with the bank. Awesome.
Exactly.
I love it.
All right, so now let's go back to Shopify app and let's look at that order. Let's see what happened with that one order that we just placed. We can leave this one right here in pending. It's not a big deal because it's really just a test order for us just to kind of see what's happening. So let's go back to our orders page. We'll scroll down to the very bottom, and we're going to note a couple things that have happened. All right, perfect. All right, so we see this bottom order, and you'll notice a few things happen. We have these green order placed, and it tells you when the order was placed. Then you also have to the left of that, you'll see where it says order ID. Now before that was blank. It's right to the left. Well, that's the Shopify order number at the top left. But if you go down to where the actual line item is, there it is, exactly. That's your AliExpress order ID. And what we've done there, you didn't have to do any of this. This is actually automatically done for you. We take the AliExpress order ID and we paste it back in the Shopify app automatically. And now this order from Shopify is linked to your order from AliExpress. And what that allows us to do is to monitor your order over the next several days. And your AliExpress vendor, at some point, they're going to be processing this order over the next couple of days, and they're going to release a tracking number for this order when they've shipped it out. And so what's happening now is we can do this. We can do this automatically because we have it linked. So Shopify app in the background, without you ever having to do anything, is going to go there and it's going to search that order, and it's going to search until it finds, over the next couple of days, until it finds a tracking number. So when it finds a tracking number, it's in the background again without you having to do anything. It's going to take that tracking number and it's going to place it in here for you automatically. You can see right here on the screen, this is an example of an order that has a tracking number that was placed there automatically. Now, you have a couple settings that you can do in your settings page. The settings will let you take care of some of this stuff automatically. It'll let you, paste in the order number like I was just talking about automatically. It will also, when it finds a tracking number, it can automatically what's called fulfill the order. And what that is it's a type of status in your Shopify store. You have an unfulfilled order, and then you have an order that's marked as fulfilled. And this is just a status for you as the business owner to know, hey, this order has been shipped, it has a tracking number, and it's off to the customer. I no longer have to, I don't have to do anything else to it at this point. At this point, it's just on its way to the customer. Now, the way that you typically would do that in the past is there's a button inside your Shopify store. You would have to click it manually, and then you would have to go find the tracking number, just wait for it and check every day or so and see if it's there. You do this for every order, and you would have to, once you find it, you would copy it and you would paste it in. And then you would, mark it as fulfilled, and what it would do, it would send off an email to your customer. So now with Shopify app, all of this is done in the background automatically for you. It will actually, once it finds the tracking number, it will mark it as fulfilled, and then we even have a setting where it'll automatically send an email to your customer and let them know your order's been fulfilled, it's on its way, and it's here's the tracking number. So all of that can take place in the background, which is it just saves you so much time from back and forth just having to check.
You guys, what you'll find is that customers always want to know their tracking number, and because of the fact that it's coming from a location so far away, some of these orders can take 18 days to fill, they could take 5 days. It just depends on the actual vendor, right? So what you want to do is just make sure in your message say, please ship right away, and then please provide tracking right away. You could do that in that message. So I'll customize that message a little bit more to make it really nice for you guys. But what he's saying is that essentially they put in the tracking number in AliExpress, and then Shopify app automatically pulls it into the software, and then you can make it to where it automatically emails your customer, hey, John Doe, here's your tracking number, to where you haven't done anything. You haven't had to worry about it. You haven't had to go through emailing each specific customer. I mean, if you're doing free plus shipping, you can get thousands of orders per week. I mean, imagine having to email all those customers, and imagine the process of, adding all those orders manually and getting the order in Shopify, and then you have to go and do all the data entry inside of AliExpress and place the order and then ship it blind and all those other things. This entire process for fulfillment can be 100% automated utilizing this tool and setting it up properly to where when you get orders, it's just, a few clicks away and you're done. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, totally. It literally takes a process that you had to monitor from 3 to 5 days down to like a few seconds. You place the order, you don't worry about it. You place another order, you don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's kind of that peace of mind as well.
Yeah, so all you're doing at the end of the day is concentrating on your Facebook ads and then fulfilling orders as they come in, a process that normally I would imagine would take you probably 10 to 15 minutes per order. That's including sending tracking, that's including placing the order, that's including doing all the data input on your keyboard to place the order, which then gives you carpal tunnels and costs you another doctor's visit, right? So you don't have to do any of that. I mean, Shopify app makes it to where this is just a fully automated fulfillment process. And Chase's support and his team, the way that they help people is just phenomenal. They have a private group where they help, they have support, they're always on standby helping customers set up their products. I mean, the reason why I have him on this training is specifically because I was doing this on a case-by-case basis because I was selling a ton of iPhone cords for a while. And I was, saying, Chase, I know you have a software, can you show it to me? And then he goes and shows me this, and I was just blown away by it. I was like, man, it saves so much time to where I could create more stores. I could have new niches. Like instead of having one stores, because everything's fully automated, I can hire a outsource team to run this for me. I could hire a VA at like maybe $5 per hour to run this process for me and train them. So it's phenomenal. And he also has very extensive training on how to set all this stuff up. We're showing you live within this course simply to show you how this all can be done. And we're going to add more modules on each specific area. But what's cool is he has training that you could literally give to a VA and say, here's a test store. I need you to learn how to do this. Once you're comfortable, let me know, and I'll test you over a Skype call. And then you basically have somebody for $5 per hour managing your store. They probably only need like an hour per day to send all your orders, just because Shopify app automates the process so much to where they're not costing you a ton of money. I mean, if you had 100 orders in a day, many of the e-com people that we have, even our students, Chase's students, people that I know, they're doing hundreds to thousands of orders per day, and they're probably paying like maybe $10 for a VA to go in and send all the orders for the day. It's brilliant. And that's because Shopify app has automated it so much that they're not doing the manual data input. You're not spending, 8 or 10 hours out of the day doing all these orders and having to pay them $50 to $100. This basically increases productivity and makes it to where you can make more money on actually selling and advertising items rather than placing the orders, because who wants to sit there and place orders all day?
Yeah, and it's like with any business, you want to focus on the activities that bring income. You don't want to be just bogged down in these like the tedious things that they're important, but there's ways to automate them. So anything you can automate, and then focus on the things where your expertise, your brain power are the most effective, which is, in our case, it's Facebook ads, launching new products, using AdLeap to find new products and launch them, and creating those Facebook ads.
Awesome. Very cool. So is there anything else that you wanted to touch on? I mean, we went through how easy it is to add products to your store. We went through the fulfillment process of fulfilling products after you've received orders. Is there any, you have the whole help and training center, which is huge. I've seen it. I mean, you guys have, start here, you have the training videos. You guys are, and a lot of this stuff, you guys, I'm going to see if I could have Chase talk them into it to actually put these training videos inside of our course to where it's much more, look at all the stuff that we just talked about. It's right here. Creating boards, bulk editing products, product details overview, how to use ePacket ID, in-app order editor, order section overview, product section overview. There's so much training and good stuff here that you could really, we're giving you kind of like, the oversight of it from the clouds, but he has just phenomenal support and training, within his actual company. So we wanted to give you guys like a brief, overview of what this thing would do, how much it could help you, how much it can automate your business, help you with your Shopify store and make it to where you can hire VAs. I can also additionally next week do a training on how I hire my VAs to do my store and how I properly recruit people, and I get good pricing per hour and make sure that they, can speak pretty clear English and that they do a good job. I can do another whole separate training on that to help you guys out. But Chase, I just want to know, is there anything else that you really want to touch on before we wrap up the webinar?
I think we did a good job of covering everything. We don't need to go in depth in this, but I just want to point out the features on the left-hand side. We don't even really have to click into them. I just want you to know what's there and what's possible. So with the stores menu, you can add all of your stores. The products is where you manage all of your products. You can actually save products for later when you're doing product research. You can add them to boards like Pinterest, and then they're kind of separated. Here's the ones that you've saved for later, and here's the ones that are added to your store. So it's very easy to manage. Obviously, we just looked at the orders, and that's the page we're on now. You have tracking that's dedicated to your tracking numbers and making sure you can have an easy place to monitor all of your orders. You also have what's called product alerts. So those are really nice to be able to see, hey, this is the price changes. Look at all the things that you can see how much fluctuation there is just by looking at this. The other thing that you'll see on this page is from time to time, the quantity of an item will go from like 10 to 0. That means there's nothing else left for that vendor to sell. So he may have run out of inventory to sell. So we'll also notify you when that happens as well, because you definitely don't want to be selling something that you can't fulfill.
Yeah,
So that's very important.
you just want to make it inactive after that point, right, Chase?
Exactly. And that's part of our our alerts 2.0 upgrade whenever that's going, we actually have that in beta right now, but that's one of the things that will happen as well. When something goes out of stock on your vendor or your supplier's website on AliExpress, we'll actually give you the option to automatically set it to out of stock on your website as well, on your Shopify store. So that's something that'll be really powerful. Um, there's a marketing tab. This is for doing like dynamic products or dynamic Facebook ads. So it actually will give you a product feed and you can put it into Facebook dynamic product ads, and you can literally automatically have these retargeted around Facebook and they'll see those. So those are very powerful. We give you a whole sequence to show you how to set that up there. We have sub-users, which we were just talking about. This is a whole section where you can hire your VAs. We have training provided. You can just let them go through the training. It's super easy to do. And you can say you're in charge of fulfilling these orders, as they come in every day. At the end of the day, just let me know and I'll go in and I'll make the final payment.
Yeah, I mean that's so huge. I mean, you guys think about that. We just went through this whole process of all this stuff you have to do on your e-commerce store. Imagine if you just hired a team to basically do it for you at like an hour or two per day, and you're only paying them like $5 to $10 per hour, and you made like $400 gross profit on a day, and you paid a team $10 or $20 to do all that for you, and you don't have to worry about it. Imagine how easy that is. And so what he's showing you is that you would just add them right here, and then you can give them certain permissions to actually manage your orders and whatnot.
Exactly. And it's super powerful. I've done that with my own store. I have a VA that I hire. I pay $3 an hour. It takes care of fulfilling orders, customer service on the stores, and answering any like Facebook comments. So all of that is definitely possible for all of us. $3 an hour is definitely doable. And we have the help and training section, which is really powerful. We just took a look at it. Then you have some other links there to some trials. And so if you want to click on that product catalogs, we only talked about AliExpress today, but you have the ability to import products. You can't do order fulfillment, but you can do the one-click importing from this whole list of products, or this whole list of websites right here, which is pretty crazy.
So if you guys see a Facebook ad in AdLeap and it's for a product that's on Amazon and it sends you to Amazon, being that they're probably doing like Amazon FBA or something like that, you could still add the product to your Shopify store and then use Shopify app and do some research and find out where you can get the product for the lowest price possible. Now, Shopify app works with fulfillment for AliExpress, but you would ultimately have to. I don't think, Chase, is AliExpress the only one that has full fulfillment right now?
It is. We're going to hopefully add eBay and Amazon next, just kind of our plans. But right now it's AliExpress.
Very cool. Well, Chase, man, I want to thank you for taking the time to come out and show us this. I mean, I wanted to show my customer base this because of how much time it saves with my current business. And I think it's just an absolutely phenomenal product. If you guys want to pick up a free trial, look below this video. There will be a link with a banner for Shopify app where you could pick up a free trial. Chase, how long is the trial?
You get a free 14-day trial to test it out, use it, no credit card required.
Cool. And then if you guys wanted to sign up after, I'm sure that it would ask you to put in your credit card, and then from there you pay for it monthly. But it's an absolutely phenomenal tool. I mean, the reason why I love it so much is I think I'm paying, Chase, I think I'm on your 47 or your, what's the prices for the continuity?
Yeah, currently we have the prices. We have 9, 27, and 47. The way we broke it up is into features. So I recommend the 47 just because it's the complete experience, and right now it's on a promotion. Within the first 10 days of your free trial, just go ahead and enter your billing information, and you won't pay until the end of your trial. But what that does is that'll lock in another 50% discount for your first month of Shopify app. So you can literally get up to like 44 days of Shopify app on the Elite plan, which is the $47 plan, for what is that, $23.50? $23.50 can get you 44 days of Shopify app. So I definitely recommend, especially on the trial, go ahead and get the Elite plan, and you'll get all of these features here, and you can just kind of see the full experience.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I can't stress enough that the elite plan is the best just because, I mean, think about it in your head. $47 per month. How many hours is this thing really going to save you? I mean, let's be real here. From adding products to your store to fulfilling orders to onboarding customers to customer fulfillment to customer notifications on when they're receiving their order, stuff like that. I mean, setting up VAs to where they can run your store. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Chase, I think this is too low priced, honestly. I think it should be more like, $197 a month, but I'm not telling you to charge more for customers. I'm just saying it's an absolutely phenomenal product that you put together for $47 per month. With how much time it saves you, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And again, this is a promotion. We are going to raise the price because we realize it is definitely worth a lot more than that, and just the cost of running a business. Right now, it is at a great price that you can lock in, just because we're at kind of our launch, our public launch or promotion for this. So definitely take advantage of it right now to kind of go ahead and lock that in for sure.
It's an Iron Man special, everybody. Grab it while you can. Chase, thanks for having you out, man. I just wanted to let everybody know that we will be adding more training into the actual course in regards to this. And I do plan on doing another training that's how I go about getting outsourcers, how I found clear speaking English, really nice people, people that do a good job at a very low cost to where you could scale your store. And then once you have an outsourcer running your store and making it to where they could ship orders and stuff like that, all they have to do is follow Chase's training videos inside of Shopify app or outside. I'll throw some into the course, but then you could start another store and you could just keep going. I know guys right now that are, they're setting up 5 to 10 stores so they could really start scaling. And what they're focusing on is just getting the right VAs to run the store. And then they hire a Facebook ads guy to do Facebook ads for all of their stores. And then from there, they have a VA or two per store actually just doing the fulfillment and the assembly line of, shipping and receiving products. So it's pretty phenomenal. And if you actually want to grow a big online business, this tool is a must have.
Yeah, definitely. It allows you, yeah, that's the great thing about it. It actually takes a business that was like a phenomenal business model, like drop shipping, and it allows you to scale it. When you had to do all this manually, it was like, hey, this is a great business. There's not really a better, easier way to make money online. With automation tools like Shopify app, it makes it where like literally you can you can hire our VAs to manage your store and you can scale it like crazy, just like you were talking about. And that's the key to really ramping up and making a sustainable long-term business.
Awesome, Chase. Well, thanks for coming out. Everybody have a great day. Like I said, we'll be adding more and more training. Look below the actual video. You'll see a link. I'll put in the description for what I say to my vendors when they're shipping. I'll make it a little bit more custom so it's more clear. And Chase, just want to thank you again for coming out, and I'll talk to you real soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.